This is going to be a quick walkthrough and overview of the SMS Campaigns feature of Nonprofit Nucleus. The SMS Campaigns feature allows you to create and send SMS campaigns to a list of contacts from your CRM. Here you can see that there's a existing campaigns already set, the name of the campaign, the type of the campaign, their current status, and if they have been the last date that they were sent on. The different types of campaigns can be a drip campaign or a one-time blast. A drip campaign is a series of messages that would be sent over a period of time to your contact list. A one-time blast would be a single message that is sent to your contact list on a specified date and time. Let's go ahead and create a new campaign. For this campaign, the basic information will be the name of your campaign, the type of campaign. In this case, we'll select drip campaign. Selecting your Twilio sender, this information will be pulled from your Twilio account. We'll want to select the CRM list that this campaign should be sent to. Make sure that everyone in your particular list has opted in and is said that they are willing to receive SMS messages. If someone responds to a message that you have sent, we want to be able to handle where those responses go. There are multiple ways that you can handle that. You can have the responses go into a Google Sheet. You could have those responses sent to a phone number that you choose, one or more email addresses. You could have it created as a note on that contact's CRM record, or you could create a CRM task where it would be assigned to a staff member so they could respond to it. In this case, we will assign that as a CRM task and assign it to a staff person. The next step is adding languages. By default, the English language is pre-added. You can also add additional languages if you want to provide your messages in multiple languages. In this case, we'll go ahead and add Spanish as a second language for our messages. Now we want to add the actual messages that will be part of our campaign. We'll add our first message here, and this will just be our welcome message, and we will add the content for both English and Spanish. In this case, you can see that it's indicating that there are merge fields used. Merge fields will take content from the CRM record and use that in the individual messages. In this case, we're inserting the contact's first name into the message. You can also add last name, the contact ID, the account ID, or campaign ID. The CRM IDs are commonly used if you would want to add those to a UTM tag or part of the URL for tracking purposes. We'll add a second message to our campaign. In this case, we're just going to add the English language and not the Spanish language also. This message will be our next steps message, and you can see that with this message it's indicating there are special characters used, which is a result of using an emoji in the message. You are able to use emojis in the message, but this is just letting you know that it has changed the encoding format of the message, which will result in a higher number of segments being utilized. Which will also increase the cost of that particular message. It's not that you can't use them, it's just something to be aware of when creating your messages. So now that we've got our messages added, you can see that this message is utilizing both English and Spanish languages, as where this one is only using an English language. If you would want to reorder the messages after you've created them, or you want to add a additional message and insert it in the current sequence, you can just drag and drop to reorder the sequence that the messages would be sent in. For the last step in creating a campaign, we will want to set the schedule. There are two different types, or two different ways that the messages can be sent, starting at the beginning of the sequence, or simply sending the next message in the sequence. This is particularly useful when you have someone sign up for your campaign in the middle of the campaign. Where would you like them to start receiving their first message? At the beginning of the sequence, or just the next message in the current sequence? For this, we'll select beginning of the sequence. We'll set the date and time for our campaign to send and the time zone. On this, we're going to leave the stop campaign field blank. This will allow our campaign to continue to send indefinitely. If there was a specified date that you wanted your campaign to stop on, you could set this field. We will have this campaign repeat every week. So as you can see, this campaign is scheduled for every week on Monday at 1:30 p.m. starting on January 10th. We can now save our campaign, and you'll see that campaign has been added, and it currently has a status of inactive. You can set the status to active when you create the campaign, or you can leave it inactive. So if you want to create a campaign ahead of time, start getting things set up, and then over time start adding more messages to that campaign, you could leave it inactive until you're ready to actually get ready to send it. But what we'll do is we'll edit that current campaign, and we will go ahead and enable it, and we can save that. Now you can see that this campaign is active and ready to be sent. In editing our campaign, you can change any of the information within it, add additional languages, add additional messages, or if you want to edit an existing message that's part of it, you can do that as well. You can also delete the campaign if that particular campaign is no longer needed, or you can also disable or make the campaign inactive. This way, if the campaign, you need to stop the campaign for some reason and it's not scheduled to stop yet, or it's set to run indefinitely, you can make it inactive and in effect stop the campaign at that time. For, as I said, for the one-time blast campaigns, this is a campaign that is a single message and sent on a specified date and time to your contact list. The main thing that you'll notice that is a difference in this campaign versus a drip campaign is the scheduling. This just has a specified date and time to send that campaign, and there's no repeating schedule for it. But you are still able to set up multiple languages and have multiple your message sent to in multiple languages if need be.